Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons & Dragons, and we're going to talk about bettering ourselves at what is, in my humble opinion, the best path forward to better yourself by running the wizard class, okay? All right, this is part of a playlist. Watch it in the order it appears in the playlist for full context. Thank you. All right, you've chosen wizard. You have a dungeon master. They are taking you through a campaign. You, unbeknownst to the dungeon master, are now going to use the wizard class to explore a fundamentally key aspect of humanity. You will delve into the dungeon of yourself. You will bring up treasure. The treasure will be wisdom. The treasure will be understanding. The treasure will be empathy, right? The treasure will be simply a far better stance as a human with knowledge that has come from experimentation, which is done safely, cheaply, and in a fun way through Dungeons & Dragons. How do you better yourself as a human being? By playing the wizard class. In my humble opinion, this is the path forward. This is the path of optimal human exploration by class wizard. All right. So what human element do we explore with the class of wizard? Well, it is innovation, okay? Innovation. So what is, so let's talk about the innovation. So basically, innovation is when we as human beings say, I am abandoning pattern, okay? So let's think about a pattern, okay? How do we get water? IRL in our IRL lives. For a long time, people were like, well, I'll get a jug, I'll go to the river, I'll put the jug in the river, I'll get the water out of the river, and then I'll carry the jug back to my home, and I'll use that water throughout the day, and then in the afternoon or the next day, I'll go back and I'll get more water, right? Well, innovation was like, hey, that's a bad way of doing it. Why don't we make a barrel, and we'll put a bar through the center of the barrel, and we'll seal the barrel so that we can fill the barrel, and then I'm going to roll that back and forth. It will carry a lot more, and it will use the round shape of the barrel to allow me to transport more water faster back and forth, right? It's an innovation. It's a new way of doing things, right? And this is the wizard, right? The wizard looks at reality and says, okay, reality says that I scratch two rocks together for 20 minutes, and then I get a spark, and the tinders catch fire, and then I have a little bit of fire, and I put that into a fireplace or into a campfire, and then the fire can be used to heat things. It's mobile. It takes a long time. It's slow. What if I don't want to deal with all that? What if I want to make fire at a moment's notice? What if I want that roaring fire to be a ball in my hand? What if I don't want to roast chicken with it? What if I want to roast my enemies with it? That's innovation. That's saying, forget the old pattern. I will defy reality. I don't need to, clump in the dirt and rub two rocks together. I'm going to bend reality, break the laws of reality, and I will delve into the arcane. I will delve into the weave of the world itself and find a new pattern. I will break reality. That's the wizard, right? And right now, we have in America, there are a lot of wizards in America IRL, right? There are people who are like, let's break everything. Let's break every pattern. Used to be you built up a big hotel and waited for people to come to it, right? Forget that. Let's use every house in America as a hotel. You can take the extra room down the hall, and the rest of us are going to be eating cereal and brushing our teeth while you're in this Airbnb, right? That is a brand new pattern. It is breaking reality. What, you're just going to have a stranger roll up in your house and eat cereal next to your dog? That seems like a terrible idea. We are breaking reality. We are not going to just build buildings and wait for people to come and stay in a hotel, right? Like, that's the old reality. We are crafting the new reality. We are going into the strange and weird and maybe even dangerous, right? We are going to delve into the arcane, right? And that's the wizard. So when you are running the wizard, so the dungeon master puts in front of you this narrative canvas. Right? It says, okay, let's tell a story. I'm going to tell the story. You're going to tell the story. And guess who else is going to tell the story? The dice. Right? We're all going to do this together. And so you have your wizard, right? And you are going to use the spells that are in the player's handbook. But you're also going to reach out for new patterns, the spells that are in all the Dungeons & Dragons current edition books, right? And say, there's hundreds of these spells. I can break patterns in 100 different ways. What if I want to create my own spell? Dungeons & Dragons absolutely allows that. On page 4 of the current edition of Dungeons & Dragons, it says the rules aren't in charge to the Dungeon Master. It says you're in charge. So if you as the Dungeons & Dragons player say, hey, I'm using the existing player's handbook, the existing Wild Beyond the Witchlight spells to break the patterns of reality, but I have new ideas. I want to go farther. I want to craft my own spell, right? That Dungeon Master has already been tasked by Gary Gygax's legacy through every edition of Dungeons & Dragons, saying the rules aren't in charge, you're in charge. You make what the player wants become a reality. And so you are going to go into innovation, and you're going to think about ways to shatter the rules and the patterns and break everything and remake it from nothing, right? And you will do that with your wizard, and you will face the consequences with your wizard. And then once you've seen what's effective and what's not effective, you will bring that energy of breaking patterns, of reforming reality into your life. And you will not do it blindly. You will have learned lessons safely, freely, funly from doing it in Dungeons & Dragons. And when you do it in real life, when you break reality in real life, you will be doing it not like a regular human, right? You have had this space, these extra identities, right, to take risks with. You've had player characters that have lost blood, sweat, and tears, so that when you do this in IRL, you will not lose blood, sweat, and tears. You will gain glory because you are emerging from your POHEC, from your path of optimal human exploration by class wizard. Your wizard was an amazing, effective, impressive player character. You, now on the other side of this, in my humble opinion, have the ability to be a pattern breaker, a reality shaper in IRL, carrying lessons that regular Muggle people don't even know where you got them, and have no ability to equal, because all of their experimentation is paid for with their own blood, sweat, and tears, which is a very high price compared to Dungeons & Dragons. Well, that's my opinion. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.